Hey guys, it's me, Nick, and today I thought I would explain gathyo, or at least the characters. And because the reason that I'm doing this is because I'm sure it's all going to seem really confusing if I ever post the comics that I'm going to be making. So this is sort of just a peek into the characters and like who they are and what they're all about. So the first character we have is Lorenzo. He is the main character and protagonist. He's basically, he's what we call a moon lizard, and he's basically just, is leaving his hometown not hometown, but his homeland to become a wanderer, and he cannot return, because that's what happens when you become a wanderer. Your tribal ties get lost, and your spirit becomes free. And, yeah, he's basically going off on a journey to ring the bells of Atzelbeck, to rekindle the soul of the dragon that lives there, which essentially is his quest. It's basically, he's going on a quest to rekindle a dragon's heart so he can restore peace to the kingdom. Well, not really the kingdom, but the land. Or at least just, I don't know, he just wants to go on a quest, I guess, and live free. So next is Bones. He's a sand dragon, which is essentially just another, type of lizard that can be found in the land of gathyo. And he essentially is this, he's a little bit younger than Lorenzo, so he's like the youngest member of the crew, but he's not like a kid, and he basically has an extremely dark past, and essentially his main goal is to forget everything about his previous life. He was sort of in like a sub-tribe, I guess, not really like one of like the 6 tribes that there are. Okay, I guess I should probably also mention this. There's tribes in gathyo, and it's sort of like the things that they live in, and it's where their spirits live. Not really the spirits. It sort of just gives their spirits a certain thingamabob. It basically, essentially, the tribes, they sort of like are this. They're just basically like groups that you live in, and they live in different regions, and your spirit are tied to your tribe, and it does stuff. It's hard to explain. But anyways, yes. But so he's basically in a sub tribe though, so that means it's sort of like a combination of 2 tribes. But anyways, essentially his goal is to try to forget everything about his past. He has ripped off the part of the necklace that he owned, that his tribe symbolizes, and also he wears a bandana on his arm to cover like his tribal marking. And essentially why he has an empty knife pouch on his belt is because, well, at a certain age, all the males of his tribe are awarded a special knife, and basically, since his tribe really hated him, they never gave him one because they were so disappointed in him. And basically, he hated his job, and his tribe was basically, there was part of his tribe that was really brutal, like pirate people, and essentially, they just were assassins. And the reason that he's called Bones was because he never really had a name. He was just the one who was always forced to carry the bones of their enemies that they'd just essentially gone through and brutally killed. But that's sort of spoiling it. So, you heard nothing. And he's sort of just, like, scared and scarred by his past at random moments. And that's about all I've really written for him so far. He's not really, like, a deep character, but I really like him. He's my boy. I love him. Okay, so next we have Clover, and she essentially is, she essentially lives in the tribe that Lorenzo used to belong to, and so basically she is just, she and Lorenzo were always, like, really good friends, and so yeah, that's just about it. She just doesn't want him to go. They're good friends. They're gonna probably get married someday, but I don't know. So yeah, essentially that's her in a nutshell. She's mostly just Lorenzo's childhood friend and, well, best friend and possibly even girlfriend. Except no, because Lorenzo's leaving the tribe, so that's impossible. She'll just have to find someone else. The end. Okay, so next we have my newest character, which is Razor. Well, I guess I should say the newest character that I've drawn. I have a lot of new characters. Well, I actually have some new characters. It's just incomplete art. And basically, Razor comes from a tribe of tropical jungle thing people, and yeah. And this tribe essentially has two sides to it. There's this one side of the tribe that's peaceful, and then there's the other tribe who likes to do a lot of battling. And essentially, he's basically trying to become the battle chief of the more like warlike side of the tribe. So yeah, he's really determined and he's pretty tough. He's like I don't know. But anyways, yeah, so essentially he's just like trying to become the battle chief of this tribe, of his part of the tribe, which is like the big honor in his tribe. And yeah, he's yeah, that's him because he's pretty recent character. So yeah. So next we have unnamed leopard gecko character. So this is my absolute newest character. So newest drawn character. So I haven't even finished his art yet. I don't even think I've started it. I've just done a pencil sketch, and I haven't really given it a name yet. But all I know is that he's from the peaceful side, and he's like really playful. He likes to make jokes a lot, and he's just really optimistic. And that's how like a lot of these leopard geckos are. I don't know. Leopard geckos make me happy, and they always are smiling. So I think that he can embody joy and happiness. So he's sort of just a character who's just really like always happy and giving the other people positivity. And yeah, that's whoever this guy is. Okay, so now that I've gotten all my characters out of the way, or at least all the ones that I can show you, it's time to give you guys the plot synopsis for why gathyo even exists. So this will just essentially be a voiceover of this little plot convenience thing that I made. So yeah, enjoy. In the ancient days of another kingdom, the great civilizations were formed. The great kingdom of Haisha was created. Okay, I can't do this. Okay, so the higher council of balance created the different realms of Haisha. The birds inherited the sky realm. All the creatures of the oceans inherited the sea realm, and the mammals and land dwellers roamed the mighty streets of Haisha. This was an era of peace and goodwill, but it wouldn't last long. One villager with a hatred for the creatures changed everything. They came to the High Council of Balance and told a false tale of how a snake killed a young beaver. As they described the dangers of a society with free-roaming threats, the council's head had made their decision. The insects were banished to the hellscape known as the Realm of Nightmares. The reptiles and amphibians were banished from Haisha and forced to live in the swampy wasteland of which they are never to escape. In Haisha, there was a noble dragon named Ragweed. Despite all the events, he was somehow not banished. And all the exiled creatures soon formed their own council and named the swampland Gathyo. They formed a new region known as Atzelbeck and built Gisal Palace. Back in Haisha, Ragweed was enraged by the exiling of his brethren. He was then banished. He then invaded the entire region of Atzelbeck, leaving it nearly abandoned. All the other creatures disbanded into separate tribes to form their own civilizations. The tribes were always at war. There was disputes over land, and Ragweed was an unjust ruler. Legend says the only way to rekindle a dragon's heart is the sound of the sacred bell shrine. Now, Atzelbeck and Gisal Palace are on ruins. The only structure still visible among the foggy decay is the old bell tower.